We're answering your questions about the coronavirus with Cone Health's Chief Physician Executive, Dr. Bruce Swords. Remember, you can continue to text those questions. Now, just a few moments ago, while we were in the commercial break, the Food and Drug Administration said Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine shot is indeed safe and offers strong protection for teens as young as 12. Shots could begin once a federal vaccine panel issues recommendations for using the vaccine. So when you're hearing that, Dr. Swords, I know that doesn't come as a complete surprise to you because that they have been working on it, but what is your response now to parents who now have those 12-year-olds who can be vaccinated?
Well, first of all, I think it's great news, and like you said, it's not completely unexpected. We thought that announcement would come this week, and we'll wait for approval and distribution of the vaccine, and we'll be prepared to provide that. I do think as parents of 12 to 16-year-olds, people should actively pursue getting their kids vaccinated. It really helps protect the people that they will be around as much as it will help protect them. And we need to do everything we can to get to this herd immunity concept. And the more people who are vaccinated, the sooner we'll be able to get there.
For the folks who are at home saying, okay, but have they rushed this with my 12-year-old? Should I be concerned about what's going to happen 10 years from now with them?
Well, I would say that the Pfizer vaccine, Moderna vaccine, all of these vaccines have been created and prepared quickly, and that's been great to help us reduce the pandemic. Just because it was done quickly doesn't mean it was rushed. And so these vaccines have been studied. They've now been in our midst for 5 to 6 months, so there's a fair amount of experience with them. And we know that side effects are few and far between for all of the vaccines, and that may be especially true for the Pfizer vaccine.
And so can you help explain just a little bit, as when they're doing like the trials on the different age groups, they do section them out. They don't just do it from ages, like 6 months all the way to 12 years. They do like the 12 to 16, and then they do the 11 to like maybe 9 or so. Why do they section them out that way?
This work is done very purposefully and really trying to figure out that these vaccines are safe for everyone. And because of that, they will segment parts of the population into age groups, and there might be all sorts of other segments that are studied. But the idea is to be able to tell the community, the population, that vaccines are safe for this age range. And of course, the younger that people get or are, the more interest in these vaccines, and just make sure that there aren't any side effects or concerns given the vaccine.
All right, the next question we're getting by text is, when will the vaccine be available from your personal physician?
It's a really good question as well. And I think the agencies that distribute the vaccines are struggling with those questions currently, really trying to understand how can vaccines safely get to a physician's office. Some of these vaccines have certain temperature requirements that they have to have. And I think these agencies that distribute vaccines are really trying to get that work done quickly and done safely so that vaccines can be given in physician offices soon.
This question is, do adults need to wear a mask in a gym, including during exercise class?
Masks in a gym, I'll go back to what I might have said earlier. And in a gym, you're more likely to be heavy breathing, working out, breathing hard, exhaling a lot. And if you're in a gym that has other people in it and you don't know their vaccine status, I would recommend wearing a mask for now. The more people who get vaccinated, the closer we get to herd immunity, that restriction might be lifted. If you're outside in an exercise class, I would say no mask is required.
So this person is kind of a follow-up to that. They say, this is what the person says, herd immunity will happen when 70% of the people are vaccinated. Why is it that they don't include the people that have had COVID and have natural immunity in those numbers?
Yeah, there's two good comments or questions in there. The first is stating that if we get to 70%, we'll be at herd immunity. That's a rough guess right now. We really don't know what that magic number is. It's probably somewhere around there. And there would be some agreement in scientific communities that people who have had COVID are also likely immune, and they will contribute to herd immunity if we're looking at that 70% total. Right now, it's easier for us to capture the number of people who've been vaccinated. We know that what that number is. The number of people who have COVID isn't quite as clear cut.
Okay. We are going to continue to take your questions. The number that you text is right there at the bottom of the screen, 336-379-5775. We've got one more segment, and we will be right back.